Well, hello, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Surya, and on this channel, we eat, we stretch, and we watch TV. And today we're watching King's Court, and y'all, so obviously I'm watching King's Court, but in the midst of that, especially since Love Island isn't on, I've been watching Queen's Court. And I'm like, why did I just start watching this show? Okay. But anyways, so we are on season 1, episode 2. Let's get into it. If you are new here, what I do pretty much is I watch a little, I come back, I review a little, watch a little, review a little, watch a little, review a little. And we are opening up the second episode off the back of the first episode's elimination party, right? We know Jasmine and Jenny went home, and now Holly tells all the queens that they're going to be moving into the mansion, and this is a little bit different than how they showed it on Queen's Court. The guys don't like move into like halfway through, but it might be different, because it's Queen's Court, whatever. But, we already got a few connections popping off. So immediately after everybody gets dismissed to mingle, we see Tyson and Miss Brickle all snuggled up. And if y'all ask me, like, I don't know, like, I see him and Brickle connecting, but then something also tells me that him and Lily are going to bring a lot of spice, a lot of drama. Like, I don't know, I that love triangle, there's something a brewing there. We haven't seen it yet, but there's something a brewing there. And then next we see it looked like Lily and Carlos were like talking and are sitting down eating. We didn't really hear or see what they were saying, but we see that back end of that conversation because we see who Miss Janae. Okay, and she's like, hey, let me see what's going on over here. And she got her drink and she snuggled her right in between Carlos's arm. And I said, okay. And Lily says, let me move. Like, let me go get out of here. And as Janae and Carlos are sitting there, and she's like checking on him, seeing how he's doing after the elimination. And he's like, he's good. And he was saying in the confessional that immediately sparks flew, like, just with Janae. It's like heart emojis, like so much chemistry, but he wants to see like what else is there too. Like, he's very interested. But then, child, we got Lexi in the corner, eyebrows off, looking mad. Eyebrows off and looking mad. Arms folded. And it's just like, dang, well, maybe if you would, and I don't know if it's just her personality, but I'm like, maybe if you would loosen up a little bit. Like, he seems to have like that really youthful kind of fun spirit, and Lexi's not giving that. Because remember, the only thing he said he really likes about he's probably physically attracted to her, but he said that, he just loves that she's a mother and how nurturing she is. But that's it, and Lexi, baby, you gonna need a little bit more, because at the end of the day, his kids, they got a mama. He doesn't need anyone to mama him. He got a mama. All the mamas are already established in his life. But in order for you to be a stepmama, or for him to be a stepdaddy to your kids, you got to loosen up a bit, girl. You got to let the walls down. And like I said, it could just be her personality, but that might mean that they're just not aligned. But we'll see, child, because we just getting started. So Lexi goes to say in the confessional, she's like, I want more one-on-one time with Carlos, but how am I supposed to do that if you always with Janae? And I do think that she's going to get that one-on-one time. And I want to see her personality, right? But Janae might not let that happen. Janae seemed like she a little spicy, okay? Like she got a little crazy seasoning to her. But girl, we see Carlos walking down here that next morning with that little gray 2-piece night, pajama set or whatever, looking good. He is just so big. Okay, let me stop. Anyways, I think he's gonna pull Miss Lexi for a chat. I think he's peeping, because while he is very interested in Janae, I don't know if he's gonna be so quick to close off right away. Especially men. Men, they. Ooh, excuse me, I just burped. they like to see all their options, which is good. Women should do it too, which is good. But I'm just saying, men are generally more open to doing that. So we will see. So they're downstairs, and it's just Lexi and Brickle, right? And Thaddeus is like, hey, where y'all's little girlfriends at? And he goes and he gets a pot and the spoon. He's like, come on, y'all, wake up, wake up. And I'm like, Thaddeus, no. No, sirree, Bob. No, sir. And then we see Shawana, and I'm sorry, but I love him and Shawana. Like, she just seems so funny and spunky and just out there. And I like how he loves, like, her, like, girly assertiveness. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he's really attracted to her. I like them, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But I'm pretty sure, I know they don't call them bombshells, but they got some new queens coming in. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm seeing how the format is formatting, there should be some queens coming in. But I don't know. I think Thaddeus and Shawana locked in. And yeah, he goes, girl, you gave me the best church hug since I've been to church. You gave me the side hug. God bless. I said, not the side hug and God bless. That right? Okay, she not gonna give you all the full front hug. You get a side hug, okay? You get a side hug and sassiness, period. But I like her. I like her a lot. So Dr. Shawana starts talking in the confessional, and she says that she noticed, about how he's been calling her aggressive. And she says she's not aggressive, she's just assertive. And how it's starting to bother her, especially as a black woman, because, we've been made to feel like we've had to dim our light so we don't show up as aggressive or too much or anything like that. So I completely get it, because if she was another race, it would be spicy or sassy or whatever. But I don't think he means it that way, but she definitely needs to talk to him so his terminology can be corrected. Because sometimes I just feel like, especially when you're among your people, you just be saying, sometimes people, especially of his generation, just grew up saying really ignorant stuff. So I feel like she's going to talk to him. And when she does, he'll be very understanding, because you could tell he likes her. And he's doing it to tease her, but it's not landing the way he's seeing it, right? He's saying, oh, she aggressive. Like, it's a seg thing. Like, she gone. It's like you could tell it excites him, because he wants to like tame her, almost. But yeah, so I'm interested to see how that conversation is gonna go. And I can see how that would make her feel that way, and I'm really glad that she handled it the way she handled it. She kept confident, and she said, well, what do you want from me, sweetheart? Gave him a hug, played it off. But I'm glad that she's gonna talk to him. But now we see the guys pulling up to a basketball court. What's going on here? What y'all about to do? And then we see like these large pictures of them. Huh? I wonder if this is about to be the introduction / meetup to the new girls. Okay, so I like these. We got 7 new girls who came in, and they're basically doing a basketball obstacle course. First part, they put the ball through the net, and then they have to dribble through the pictures that are standing, and then they have to shoot from the line. I think the 3-point line, they said. And it's a good group. It's a diverse group. They have I want to say, I don't know, is Sarah Latina? One girl from Spain, blonde girl Kat, who has actually probably dated black men before. And then we have a couple other ladies, and I'm like, okay. I don't remember all of their names just yet, but I'm interested to see which one of these queens that the kings are gonna pick to go on a date, and how they're gonna mesh when they get back with the other ladies. And then we also saw in the preview that apparently Lexi was looking up Carlos's history, and he's had a lot of infidelity in his marriages. And I'm like, baby, it's giving you're next to go. It's giving, do you want him or not? It's giving you went from to resentment to bitterness. Yeah, Lexi just might as well just go. She's about to make this She's about to make this man's, I was going to say life hell on the villa, like we're on Love Island. But, yeah. So Carlos is going to take Edelweiss on his date. And she's from Spain, who says she's very emotional, very spicy. She can't handle her emotions. Oh, yeah, baby. Her and Janae. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good and messy and juicy, just like how I like it. Yes. Because you know what I noticed about this show? It's not just like one-on-one dates. It's a group date, and then somebody gets pulled for the alone time. Is he going to pull Janae or Idlewives? Oh, this is going to be good. Tyson chose Stephanie. He said, I like the way you move, plain and simple. And then Thaddeus chose Ariel. He says she is fit, she is fly, and the hair is herring. And she looks like she is like 5 foot. She's real cute. Like, I see you, Thaddeus. I'm not mad at you, Thaddeus. I get it, Thads. I get it. So after the guys choose, they bring the OGs out, or the original goddesses, as Mrs. Pete says. And I'm like, ooh, I like that. Original goddesses. The girls are standing there, and Holly says, okay, guys, and you're also going to pick 2 other girls to go on a group date with you. And Brickle goes, what other girls? And then Lily goes, not threatened. And Tyson's in the confessional like, I'm in trouble. And I'm just like, oh, he is, his ego's getting so stroked from this. And I'm just like, Brickle and Lily are about to give us some good TV. Oh, they about to bully his behind about this new girl. This is about to be very interesting. And then also, too, the 7 new queens are moving into the house tomorrow morning. Toe's about to be stepped on. Major. Janae and Carlos and Eloise. Okay. That's going to be interesting because both girls aren't going to back down. So they're at the mixer. Everybody's mingling. And Lily and Brickell confront Tyson about, I don't know, talking to the new girl. And they're just like going in on him. And he's in the confessional like, all that jealousy and craziness is not going to fly with me. And I'm like, bro, I don't blame you, because I'm like, we're in episode 2. Y'all do not own that man. And what are y'all planning on doing? Sharing him? So he walks away. And they're upset. I'm like, y'all need to go talk. Y'all need to go, like, touch grass. And he pulls Sarah. We find out that she lives in LA. She's Persian. Sarah, that's how you pronounce your name. Ariel comes over. She says, hi, I wanted to meet you. I said, oh, snap. He goes, I wanted to meet you, too. I was like, oh, period. Ariel, she's very bubbly, very confident. Definitely, I see her catching one of the kings' hearts, but I don't know which one yet. Oh, and then we also saw, I forgot who it was, but we see 2 of the girls talking to Lexi, and they're like, girl, you might as well start talking to one of the other guys, because Carlos has already made up his mind. And I'm just like, ooh, is that true, though? Like, I don't know. I want to see. I still got to see how he acts. I'm going to give it a bit more time, but I do think he's very into her. But I don't see him closing off just yet. But I also don't think Lexi is it either for him. So 2 things can be true at the same time, eh? So for whatever reason, we see Lexi and Thaddeus talking. And Lexi's just like, oh, I feel like some people have closed themselves off. And he's like, who are you talking about? Carlos? And she was like, no, not just him. And she was like, well, do you feel like I've done that? And she's like, no, you haven't. And he's like, yeah, so you need to talk to Carlos. Why are you talking to him about problems about me, right? So then transition, Dr. Shawana comes over. Lexi walks away. And then she goes and she pulls Carlos for a chat. And she's just like, I need to like just reel it in because right now I'm just about to get real, just real. And I'm just like, girl, what is your problem? I was like, you're doing too much. and you are turning this man off. And Carlos is like, what's going on? Like, what am I missing? And she's like, I just feel like you said you wanted to get to know me, but you've like isolated yourself. You closed yourself off. No, girl, you've been like a wet towel, girl. Stop. Like, you've been like a sore thumb. Why don't you lighten up? Like, and of course it's okay to voice how you feel, but the way you said it, it's just like, girl, you're going about it the wrong way. You need to go talk to somebody else, move on. But whatever you have going on with him, like this is not it. Okay, this is absolutely not it. And yeah, girl, it just it was cringy. That whole scene was very cringy. And he even says in the confessional, I'm giving you a chance right now and you don't have nothing to say. And I agree. I agree, Carlos. Ooh, and I almost forgot. And then we see Liliana talking to Thaddeus, and she's like, listen, I'm not going to sit around and cry that I'm not the only one that Tyson is interested. She's like, I'm finna talk. I'm finna chat. And I'm like, I know that's right, Liliana. And Thaddeus was like, you know what? You made a very conscious effort. Would you like to go on a date with me? And I was like, okay. I like that. So I think for Thaddeus, it's Ariel, Shawana, and Liliana. I think that's going to be a good little combo right there. I'm very interested to see how that date plays out. So before they go on the group dates, we see a couple of things happen, right? And I think it was Lexi, Brookle, and I can't think of who else didn't get chosen for a date. But then we also see the new girls come in, and then Brookle's in the confessional, and Ariel came in with mesh pants, and she's like, oh, mesh pants? It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning. But she also got a date, and I'm like, yeah, girl, be quiet, sitting there trying to judge somebody. Why don't you loosen up and talk to someone else, and you could have went on another date, you know? So, but then we see Shawana pull Thad's, that's gonna be my name for him, pull Thad's, and she tells him how she feels. And y'all, when she started to cry, first of all, her hair is laid, right? And when she started to cry, like, y'all, why did I start to tear up with her a little bit? When she just started talking about how she doesn't work in, like, you know, with a lot of people of color, and she's like, she used to like daily microaggressions or having to fight that battle. And he took off his glasses and he was like, from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely apologize. And he really like took it as a growth moment, and I love that. And then he, like, you know, he hugged her afterwards, and just in that moment of vulnerability, he was open and she understood, and that was really beautiful. And what else was I gonna say? Oh, and then we see Lexi and Shawana talking afterwards, and Lexi's like, yeah, I did some digging, and some of these men don't have a pretty past. And Shawana's like, what information did you find? And Shawana's face was like, what is going on, right? And Lexi's like, Carlos, he's had several infidelities. And then we see Janae, and they're like conveniently getting herself food. And Janae's in the confessional like, does she want me to hear that? Like, and that if that is true, that's like a big red flag. Because I guess she had infidelity in her last relationship, and she said it took her a long time to get over. Which is fair. You know, now Janae and Carlos can talk about it and whatever. But at the same time, the place that Lexi's moving from, it's just like, girl, like at this point, just self-eliminate. Just go home. Just go home. If you're going to be this upset and then not talk to anyone else, just move on. It's literally episode 2. Why are you this upset? All right, y'all. So it is nighttime and the dates are over. But before we get into this next part of the episode, on the dates, we had some things I want to talk about is when Thaddeus took the ladies out on the date, he pulled Ariel for the one-on-one time. And he just says he just love how fit she looks and how she looks like she can bench press him. And I'm like, I know that's right. I'm about to be in the gym. Okay, I know that's right. Ariel about to come out with her line of athletic wear after this. And Thaddeus is talking, and I really like Thaddeus too. I really just like his personality, and and his passion just for children, helping the community and philanthropy. And he says, like, he's just getting to know her, and she talks about how she's a single mother. She said the dad chose not, to be there, so she's just happily moving along, but it's hard because her son's autistic, and she's had to change schools, and he's like, and I guess she might be in the Tampa area too, because then he starts talking about how he either has a school or he partners with the school that specializes in education and care for kids with neurodivergent needs. And I'm just like, I almost teared up. I said, I know that's right, Ariel. She said, I am getting my resources and my stepdad. I said, I know that's right. I know that's right, girl. And you could tell he was very heart all warmed up, child. Heart all warmed up, child. See, now I'm sitting here crying for real, because then I wasn't even going to talk about their date recap, right? But then Thaddeus goes first, and Holly's like, oh, so tell us about your date. He's like, man, Ariel, she won't get another date. And I'm guessing that Holly and Pete have an autistic child as well. And he says, she's a single mom to an autistic child, and you guys as a parent know how difficult that is. And, I don't want to have any more physical kids, but I believe that kids are a blessing, and I would just love to come into that child's life and, just make them special to me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is too much in the best way. Oh my God. And Holly's crying, and I'm just like, oh, but yeah, that had me heartfelt. And I'm just like, dang, like, I really like that. And it seems like they're in the same area too. And Holly's like, and a lot of single moms, they don't hear men say that. And I'm like, oh, that was good. That was really good. I'm interested to see where that's going to go, because I feel like he likes Shawana a lot too. But Ariel, she coming in. He says she all fit and whatnot too, just like how he like it. So we got to see. Oh, y'all. So that last bit of the episode was very messy. So at the elimination party, it was Lexi, Brookle, Kat, and Liliana, right? And we see Kat at one point. Well, first of all, let me back up. So we see Carlos and Lexi talk first, right? And he's like, why did you, not come to me? He was like, that's toxic. And she was just like, well, I might have not went about it the right way, but still. And then she says in the confessional, oh, why am I here? There's nothing wrong with me. Girl, your attitude has been like a wet sock. Like, please, girl. Like, please. So she gets upset. She's like talking to Tyson, and she tells Tyson what happens. And he's like, so are you sure you didn't just say that to put salt in his game? Because that's what it looks like, babe. And Lexi's like, no, I just don't have time for this, right? And then in another thing, we see Tyson standing up, and Kat and Brookle are sitting down. And now, Brookle, girl, I don't think you had to do this here, right? She says, why am I here and in front of Kat there? And I'm like, and Kat didn't get up. She just sat there. Brookle's like, why am I here? And he was like, what do you mean? Or no, she said, what is this? He was like, what do you mean? This is a mixer. And she's like, no, why am I here? Like, what's going on? And he was like, I don't like jealous women. Child, as soon as he said that, she gets up and she's like, yeah, take my mic off. I'm leaving. She was like, I'm not staying anywhere. I'm not going to, I don't want to be somewhere where I'm not wanted by a man. I'm not chasing, like, I'm over it. So, child, Brookle and Lexi self-eliminated. And honestly, good, because they were both being, like, sour pusses. Like, come on. Like, both of them were. So, out with the stale energy. Let's freshen things up. So, honestly, I'm not mad at it. And I'm glad that both of the guys stood on business about it, because I think that they were both tripping. Brookle, when she said that, what new girls? And then she just went on to just Harp over Tyson. Ugh. And then Lexi going around just being upset at what? That it was Janae who got the one-on-one time in the first date. Like, bye. So, yeah, but those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think. And yeah, let me think. Do I have any more thoughts? Not really. Besides, I think Thaddeus and Ariel are going to be really hitting it off in the next episode. And also, too, I'm interested to see how things pan out between Carlos, Janae, and Eloise. Because, yeah, I don't know. She seemed to have caught his attention, but we didn't really see much about their dynamic. Because we did see him have another conversation with Janae when she asked him about the information that Lexi brought up. But it honestly brought them closer together. He cleared it up. He said he was really young. He got closer to the Lord. Finished the conversation with a kiss. I said, oh, sign still delivered. So, yeah. But that's it. I will see y'all next time. Bye. Like, comment, and subscribe. Much love, y'all.